supposed to be down there right now.
All right. Hey, is there any way you could park like right there?
Mm-hmm.
You came over, like so. Gotcha.
I'm up for it. Alright. So much sweatpants you like anyway.
Maybe. My daughter 4 now, she
Yeah,
she tiny.
I just said 14. He said we ain't got that. I've been model.
She's a kid. Stop question.
Thank you. Oh, these.
I'm trying to change in here. I could change in here?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They said they don't need it all the way. Hold on.
Albie, what up, Albie? Yo, that's crazy. We played part 1 together. We played for the Cowboys.
Box Truck said Denver, Colorado wants to be.
Good to see you, bro. Congrats. Man, it's good. That's work, champ.
Right. Shakur. Hey, come on, let us get you over here, bro.
Should be good. It should be enough for all y'all.
He try to punch with you too, Manny, so give him some faith.
Yo, this EO.
Leave him alone, Dave! Hey, Dave, leave him alone! Find the right shots, Mansa. You'll see it. Hands up, though. Yup. Got it.
If you don't take a picture with me, I'm crashing out.
I'm happy to be back at the Prudential Center. This is my home. I love it here. Hopefully my next fight will be here. That's what I want. But I came here to support Lil Manny, and Lil Manny got the job done. Tough fight, close fight, but he pulled it through, and I'm just glad to be here to support him.
You and Tank ever linked up in the ring?
Yeah, we sparred before.
Can we ever expect a fight?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's gonna be one of the biggest fights in the world.
No cap.
I feel like how they talking about Earl and Bud Crawford, I feel like me and Tank gonna be basically 2.0 of that.
Yeah.
Probably even bigger than that.
3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I cracked both of them.
I feel you. I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me up and you ain't got no power?
I was also told that Devin got the best of you in the last sparring session.
And you know I sparred them twice.
That's right. If
Bill took him out the ring,
said that?
I almost knocked him out in Floyd Gym. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that?
I don't know, but I ain't hear that.
Okay. Tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him, be prepared. Because after these first 2 niggas, oh man, I'm coming straight at niggas.
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? He don't have no offense. Everything is defense. What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
Fuck no. I ain't never been knocked down a day in my life. I ain't never really been like hurt in no fight. Like far as, cause people took when I said this wrong. Like I got hit with a body shot before that I felt. They could like if you want to call that hurt. But I'm talking about like somebody hit you in the chin with like people say you chinny and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got no chin. I never like felt nothing, no chin shot where I was buzzed or hurt or nothing like that in no fight that I had. So, in sparring, fight, anything. So nah.
How you think the one coming up with
I
Tank?
hope he don't fight Lamar actually. Like I hope he don't get in the ring with him again. Because at the end of the day, if he lose, it's just gonna look bad on the fight with me. So it's gonna look like somebody else already did it.
You want Tank to knock you out, yo?
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I heard him say before. I heard him say like, yo, I want to fight Tank, and that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
look, that sound good. That sound real good, but she's too little.
When it comes to modern boxing rivalries, Very few matchups create as much tension, debate, and non-stop discussion as the potential showdown between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Over the years, the rivalry between these two undefeated stars has transformed into one of the most emotionally charged debates in the sport. Fans from both sides constantly clash on social media platforms, arguing over which fighter is more skilled, more dangerous, and more deserving of pound-for-pound recognition. Supporters of Tank Davis point toward his explosive knockout power, ability to finish fights instantly, and his reputation as one of boxing's biggest attractions. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson's fan base argues that his technical brilliance, defensive mastery, ring IQ, and adaptability make him the superior overall boxer.
Who's next? I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm a dog. I'm top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
Over the last few years, many boxing fans and analysts believe the balance of momentum in this rivalry has slowly started shifting toward Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson has continued climbing through the rankings rapidly while consistently taking on difficult opponents and proving himself across multiple weight divisions. One of the major turning points in Shakur's career came during his impressive victory over William Zepeda, a fight that significantly elevated his reputation. That performance convinced many skeptics that Stevenson was not only a technical fighter, but also someone capable of handling pressure against dangerous competition. Then came the massive showdown against Teofimo Lopez, where Stevenson further enhanced his reputation and reached a new level of stardom within the boxing world. Unlike many elite fighters who avoid dangerous matchups, Stevenson has consistently pushed for major fights and openly called out Tank Davis on numerous occasions.
You were Tank's promoter. What would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta Davis.
Slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You had to buy it. You had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happening. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Regardless of who fans believe would ultimately win, there is absolutely no doubt that Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson represents one of the biggest possible fights in boxing today. The matchup carries enormous commercial value, elite-level talent, and years of built-up tension between both fan bases. Popular boxing personality Fanon shared a particularly interesting perspective regarding why this fight is so important for Shakur Stevenson's future career. According to Fanon, Stevenson desperately needs a fight against Tank Davis if he truly wants to become a mainstream superstar in boxing. Fanon argued that while Stevenson is respected for his skills, he still has not fully crossed over into becoming a major pay-per-view attraction. In his opinion, facing Tank Davis is the only realistic path toward achieving that level of star power. Davis already possesses a massive fan following and has established himself as one of the sport's biggest draws, meaning a victory over Tank could instantly transform Stevenson into a global superstar.
To go to 140, 147, he's been at 135 too long. He's dominating everybody there. There's no challenges for you there. Come on and go up to 147 pounds. Like I said, that's a system. They are not, these people are bought and paid for. We already know that. So the people that they support want Shakur Stevenson to go up to 147 to fight guys like Conor Benn, to fight guys like whoever at 147 pounds, right? But what will that make Shakur? Let's just be real. What does that make Shakur? That is going to make Shakur, basically, he's going to be stuck being an undercard fighter. Like he's been stuck being an undercard fighter. He didn't get any real momentum off of that fight with Teofimo Lopez. What did he get? He got a bunch of systematic press. People talking about the fight for about a week and how great he is. And after that, it went right back into nobody talking about Shakur. Because Shakur Stevenson he's just not a big star. But he can be a big star if he fights somebody like Gervonta Davis. That's the ticket for him right there. Is the fight between him and the guy that's the most popular guy in that weight class, or anybody below Canelo Alvarez, really. But you know, we live in this era where YouTube channels like The Boxing Voice, like Showbiz the Adult, like these other guys want to prescript and prescribe movements for fighters that really don't do anybody any good other than the backer.
Boxing Hall of Famer Tim Bradley echoed many of those same concerns regarding Stevenson's future weight class decisions. Bradley strongly opposed the idea of forcing Shakur Stevenson to immediately move to 147 pounds, especially considering Stevenson has already climbed through multiple divisions during his career. Bradley pointed to Stevenson's dominant performance against Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds as evidence of his elite-level ability. However, Bradley insists that Stevenson still has unfinished business at both 130 and 135 pounds before considering a permanent move to welterweight.
Tim, tell us about Shakur Stevenson. He can't seem to get a fighter to step in the ring with him after his performance with Teofimo Lopez. What do you make of that? What do you think's going on with Shakur Stevenson?
There's fights out there for Shakur. There's fights out there for Shakur. Hell yeah, there's fights out there. He gotta fight him. He gotta go get him. That's it. Look, every fight ain't gotta be a damn home run. Every fight ain't gotta be not a home run, but every fight ain't gotta be like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Super Bowl?
Like the Masters or Super Bowl. Every fight ain't gotta be like that, bro. You know what I mean?
Just stay busy, get better.
Well, you can stay busy and get better, but if you fighting the top guys in the division, that's all that we want to see. You know what I mean? So like, if you're gonna stay at 140, we want to see you against that Russell guy. You know what I'm saying? We want to see you against Russell. We want to see you against Dalton Smith. We want to see you against that topper echelon of that division. If you go to 35, we want to see you against the Muratais of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't the bigger fights at 147 though? Ryan, Devin.
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, but he's not a 147 pounder. He's not. He ain't say, oh, let me go test that 140. No, he said, I'm gonna go to 140 without no tune-ups, and I'm gonna face the best guy there. Right? And he faced Lopez, and he demolished him like nothing, right? So, like, now y'all want to force him to go up to 47 for what? That's his fourth weight class, dog. His fourth weight class. In a way, it's fourth weight champion too. In a way, ain't going up to 26 yet. In a way, we'll go up there. He handled his business this weekend or next weekend. I'm pretty sure he might go up to 126, right? So the same thing with Shakur. Eventually, Shakur will get there. You know, but he got some fights that he can fight. At 130 and 135, shit, I wouldn't mind seeing a Cruz Shakur. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing Muratai.
Tim Bradley later turned his focus directly toward the possibility of a Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis showdown and described it as arguably the biggest fight in boxing right now. Bradley emphasized that the matchup has everything fans could want: elite skill, contrasting styles, undefeated records, major personalities, and years of built-up anticipation.
Gervonta's at 140, that seems to be the biggest name.
I want Gervonta Davis to step in the ring and face somebody, dog, already, bro. For real.
He'll be back.
Like, oh, I know he coming back, dog. But I'm just saying, like, fight Shakur, bro. Fight Shakur. That's all I'm saying, bro. Fight any of these top guys out there, man. And that's it. Because you can say, oh, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Well, shit, if Shakur ain't fight nobody and Tank ain't fight nobody, why don't they fight each other? If that's how y'all want to put it, fight each other. Bro, that will probably be one of the biggest fights in boxing right now, bro. The biggest fight. Yeah. Box office, it will sell out like this, like that.
Respected boxing trainer Breadman Edwards also offered his thoughts on the potential clash between Stevenson and Davis, and his analysis added even more depth to the discussion. Breadman explained that while the two fighters possess completely different styles, both are exceptionally intelligent inside the ring. He praised Stevenson's versatility, adaptability, and confidence, stating that these qualities make him dangerous against absolutely anyone in boxing. One example Breadman highlighted was Stevenson's willingness to fight from the ropes during portions of his fight against William Zepeda. According to him, that approach demonstrated extremely high-level instincts and ring awareness.
When you hear these things, when you see Shakur in all these different styles, do you look at him any different when it comes down to a Tank Davis fight now?
I think that Tank is a different style than Cepeda, but Shakur seems to want to take all the tough smoke, and I think really highly of him as a fighter. You know, he seems to. You can kind of get like the gut feeling that certain guys will fight anybody, and Shakur, even though he hasn't fought the huge names, I get the impression in my guts that he's willing to fight anybody. You know what I mean? He got a real confident way about him, and he got the kind of style where you got to kind of adjust to him. So, you know, I don't think he's going to fight Tank the same way he fought Cepeda, but that's what makes Shakur special, is that he can win fights more than one different way. I always thought Shakur and Tank is a great fight, and I still do. But Shakur seems super confident that he could beat Tank. So the only way to figure that out is if they get in the ring. I think they both special, you know, and unfortunately they haven't fought yet, and they're around the same weight classes. So hopefully we get to see it before somebody loses bad or be past their prime, and then we got to wonder what would have happened if they fought on their best day. I just want to just see the fights. But sometimes, like when you ask a question like that, it's hard to say, because sometimes a fighter instinct let him know what he could do with certain guys and with certain guys he can't do. You know what I mean? It just, like Shakur might say, okay, I'm going to smell the Tank power. Or he might say, I'm going to box and I'm going to get on my jab and I'm going to move. I don't know how that works, you know, because his mind and his instincts will let him know what he think he could do. Like the Cepeda fight I was hearing, they was like, get off the ropes. But he saw it in a way where he's like, I could be on the ropes and counterpunch this guy and get off. So we got to just see. And Tank is the same way. They both got super high IQ. So we got to see how they would deal with each other and what adjustments the corner would make and all that kind of stuff, and then come down and stretch, and we just see. I really can't say how he would fight him. I don't think he would fight him like he would fight Shakur, but we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't really know until you get in.
While many analysts continue debating who would win, the host of Blue Blood Sports TV delivered a harsh reality check for fans still expecting the fight to happen anytime soon. According to him, rumors claiming Gervonta Davis is preparing a massive financial offer for Shakur Stevenson are completely false. He dismissed such reports as unrealistic and misleading. Blue Blood argued that Stevenson has already surpassed Tank Davis in several important ways, especially after becoming a 4-division world champion. In his opinion, Stevenson's accomplishments have already secured him future Hall of Fame status regardless of whether he ever fights Tank. He also questioned whether the Premier Boxing Champions organization even possesses the financial power necessary to guarantee Stevenson an irresistible offer for the fight.
At these stages of their career, Shakur Stevenson has surpassed Gervonta Tank Davis. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer right now. He is a 4-division legit champion and should be Olympic gold medalist. And His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has eliminated pay-per-view numbers being needed to pay fighters and A side, B side. He has eliminated that. So they can't make Shakur a massive offer he can't refuse. First of all, the PBC doesn't even have the budget to do so. And they need His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh to put on events, as we see. Now, Top Rank is in trying to bring ESPN back into the picture so they could get back on the market. But they don't have a network. Shakur Stevenson's network promotional free agent, essentially. He works with Jay Prince, but he also has dealings with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He don't need Gervonta Tank Davis. It's just the fight that we want to see. But these lies that Tank Davis is getting ready to make Shakur Stevenson an offer he can't refuse is just that, a lie. Where would he get the money to offer Shakur Stevenson an offer he can't refuse? It would have to come from Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency. And guess what? Tank ain't offering nothing. That means Turki Al-Sheikh would be making the offer to make the fight happen. So I don't know where this, I do know where these folk lords, these fake these just diabolical, the words I want to use I can't use. But it ain't Shakur Stevenson has essentially at this point in his career moved past Tank Davis. And the fans and the people have already accepted it ain't happening. They don't like the style matchup, number one.
Even with all the uncertainty surrounding negotiations, one thing remains undeniable: the debate over who would win between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis continues to dominate boxing conversations worldwide. Both fighters are considered elite talents currently operating near the peak of their powers. Tank Davis remains one of the most dangerous knockout punchers in boxing, capable of ending fights with a single shot regardless of the scorecards. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson is viewed as one of the most technically gifted defensive fighters of his generation, possessing extraordinary timing, movement, discipline, and ring intelligence. Some fans believe Tank's power would eventually break through Stevenson's defense, while others argue Shakur's technical mastery would frustrate Davis and neutralize his offense over 12 rounds. At the same time, concerns continue growing about Tank Davis's inactivity and long absences from the ring. Many believe a blockbuster showdown with Stevenson could completely revive his career, restore his momentum, and remind the boxing world why he became such a huge attraction in the first place. Whether the fight happens next year, 2 years from now, or perhaps never at all, the rivalry between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson has already become one of the defining storylines of modern boxing.